What if I told you that the digital world you're living in right now, your smartphone, your notifications, your online shopping, even the way time feels, was described over 1,400 years ago? It's 2026. We like to think we're living in the future, a world no ancient mind could imagine. But according to Islamic tradition, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, spoke about a time that feels uncomfortably familiar to our own, not with technical diagrams, not with names of inventions, but with descriptions of how life would feel when the world reached a certain point. And that difference matters, because ancient prophecies don't read like instruction manuals. They describe outcomes, patterns, social realities. Let's start with one of the most famous and misunderstood statements. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that the last hour would not come until a man's thigh informs him of what happened with his family after he left. For centuries, this baffled people. A thigh speaking? It sounded impossible. Some dismissed it entirely. But pause for a moment. Your phone sits in your pocket, pressed against your thigh. It vibrates. It lights up. It tells you who called, who messaged, what happened at home, instantly, the second you step away. No imagination required anymore. The prophecy never explained how. It only described what would happen. He also said there would come a time when the tip of a man's whip would speak to him, and the straps of his sandals would speak to him. Again, impossible, until it wasn't. Today, objects talk back to us constantly. Smartwatches, smart shoes, voice assistants, car keys, devices that respond, alert, guide, and correct us. Tools are no longer silent, and the world didn't just become connected, it became fast. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, warned that time itself would feel compressed, that a year would feel like a month like a week like a day. Not that clocks would change, but that life would accelerate beyond human comfort. Think about it. Messages cross the planet in seconds. What once took months of travel happens instantly. Entire conversations, arguments, and trends rise and die in a single day. We're more connected than any generation before us, and yet everyone feels like time is slipping away. Then there's commerce. He spoke about the closeness of marketplaces. In the ancient world, that meant physical markets moving nearer. But today, the marketplace isn't a place you walk to. It's a screen you unlock. You can order food, clothes, tools, even homes from across the world without leaving your chair. The global economy lives in your pocket. He also warned of a time when the pen would become widespread. Not literacy for a few, but writing for everyone. And look around. Everyone posts, everyone comments, everyone publishes. The pen is everywhere. But here's the part people forget. He warned that truth would become harder to recognize. Information would explode. Wisdom would not. Knowledge would increase, but understanding would decline. And that describes our era almost perfectly. Never before has humanity had so much information, and never before has confusion spread so fast. Facts, opinions, lies, and half-truths all mixed together, rewarded by attention, not accuracy. He warned of voices speaking without knowledge, gaining influence not through wisdom, but through visibility, loud confidence replacing depth, authority shifting from the learned to the popular. That's not a technological warning, that's a human one. He also described a time when privacy would erode, when what was once hidden would become public, when shame would fade, not because people became better, but because exposure became normal. Today, private lives are broadcast daily. Intimate moments are shared instantly. Oversharing isn't discouraged, it's monetized. He spoke of constant distraction, a restlessness so deep that silence would feel uncomfortable. Reflection would feel foreign. In a world of endless notifications, silence now feels unnatural. And then there's one of the most striking descriptions of all. He said that barefoot shepherds would compete in building the tallest structures. For centuries, this was puzzling at best. But today, some of the tallest buildings on Earth rise from lands once defined by desert life and nomadic existence. Regions transformed almost overnight, competing for height, visibility, prestige. The prophecy doesn't praise it, it simply warns. Because here's what ties all of these signs together. They're not about technology itself, they're about imbalance. Progress without purpose, speed without wisdom, power without restraint, connection without meaning. And alongside every description of advancement came reminders of morality, accountability, compassion, humility. The message was never, look how advanced you'll become. It was, don't lose yourselves when you do. That's why these prophecies still unsettle people today. Not because they mention devices, but because they describe us, our habits, our distractions, our anxieties, our hunger for attention, our struggle to slow down and reflect. So whether you see these parallels as divine foresight, historical coincidence, or patterns shaped by interpretation, one thing is undeniable. Words spoken in a world of sand, caravans, and silence are still echoing loudly in an age of screens, signals, and algorithms. And if the descriptions of the world arrived with this level of clarity, it raises a deeper question. What about the moral warnings that came with them? Because technology keeps advancing, but the real question is whether humanity is keeping up. If this made you think, drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy content like this, like the video and subscribe for more.